Welcome to Zero Agenda Zone, where there's no spin, no script, no hidden agendas. Just real conversation, real people. Tony, let's get into it. Hopefully, the intro rolls through. This is Zero Agenda Zone. Definitely unscripted. I called up my boy Ken here earlier. He was finishing off working with an hour. And I said, hey, let's jump on this podcast and, set things straight. So, we're not going to tie it up too long because, my man just put in some long hours and, we're going to kick it off. So, hey, Ken, you told me a good thing that I'm going to utilize, man, on this podcast. You said, hey, first thing I think is really good is just kick off with, how do you guys meet? What's the connect? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to launch that question, man. Like, I want to see what was your, how do you remember how we met? And then I give you my perspective of how it all went down. How many years it's been?
Shoot, definitely before COVID. So at least 10 in the game, right? At least, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, way before COVID. It was Jose's era.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So I think we originally met at what was the name of the organization we did a job at?
Human something. Human rights?
Yeah, the Human Rights Campaign thing.
Council or something like that. Yep. In DC.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google that so we can get it down before the end of the day. But yeah, absolutely. So I'll let you tell your story, and then I'll give you my perspective of it all.
We were in Washington, D.C., said a decade ago, be conservative, decade. We were working a protection detail for some high-profile individuals having some credible, legitimate threats. I'm just me being me, and in my experience in the profession that I've chosen, I've always been the minority. It is what it is. The United States Marine Corps, Prince George's County Police Department, now in executive dignity and corporate protection. So I roll in. I'm used to being that guy. The individual, the minority. I was like, oh, there go another melanated brother. And so it was a lot of us, in that industry. Everybody think they freaking James Bond, John Wick, Jason Bourne. So a lot of egos, a lot of skills, a lot of arrogance. But nonetheless, I would say if anybody started delegating authority and look like and sound like they know what they were doing, because everybody wants to be him. So I was like, all right, this brother must know what he's doing, and start delegating authority because, I'm known to be a little hard-headed, a little belligerent, So I followed your lead, and you and I just began to work instantaneously, engage in conversation. What's your name? I'm so-and-so. Where you from? What you been doing? Da, 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 da. Then we had so many commonalities. And then I easily vibed and worked with you easier than other people I have. I probably got assigned to you because I've known not to play with others well. So that's the best way I can assess it. Yeah, definitely. Yes, it was in DC. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing is that I want to take away from this, and once I post this, you're gonna see what the name of this podcast is. It is Tony and Ken like the Barbie, and I'm gonna explain this name. So we all meeting each other. It's a bunch of like you said, in this industry, we have a whole bunch of operators. That's what they call themselves. Anyway, so it's always a handful of minorities, even when definitely the Marine Corps and the military, also in law enforcement. And I guess the further you get up, it's a little more lonely at top. But I see Ken. It's only Ken and myself, the only brothers there. But we all doing a little meet and greet. It's probably about 10 or 15 of us. Hey, I'm James. I'm Seth. I'm Tony, whatever. And I see Ken. Ken, he says, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Ken." I said, "I'm sorry, what?" He said, "I'm Ken. Like the Barbie." It's been ever since then when I programmed his name, I was just like, I'm just gonna program Ken like the Barbie, man. And it's been stuck to him like for 15 years, man. That's what pops up on my phone. Ken like the Barbie. Um, I definitely have to have them. You have to share the story about how they even came about Ken like the Barbie. I mean, because I asked him, I said, at what point do you actually identify yourself like the Barbie doll Ken?
I'll tell you the story. I was on the police department. You know, when you're young, you're in your 20s, you're making extra money, you think you like that. So all of us back in say the 90s, we all had like Corvettes. So we had a little squad get together for camaraderie, esprit de corps, and things of that nature. So me being myself, I'm just running a tad bit behind. So I roll up in my black Corvette, right? So how I got introduced myself, Ken like Barbie. I wants a sports car, I wants a motorcycle. So we would have the real camaraderie. We have our brother or sister squads. We would always get together. You know, some play baseball, some get something to eat, some like a Dave and Buster's. You know, just get together, bring camaraderie, esprit de corps. You know, build a bond between 20 to 30 men and women. So I roll up. At the time, I was driving a drop top black on black Corvette, and young lady who I was dating at the time, she was a blonde young lady. Oh, another thing, I was real like super. I was arrogant, reckless abandon. So I was kind of cool. I personally
Used
didn't
to
have a
be.
used to be. That was back in the early '90s when I was like under 25, and so I hadn't gotten a nickname yet. So older gentleman, I pulled up, you know, kind of scorching tire, in a Corvette. Young lady I dated, she was a blonde, and I'm in a Corvette. He was like, "Yeah, there you go, Ken and Barbie." I'm like, "What?" Said Ken, say, "Yeah, my name's Ken. Ken of this Ken, but yeah, but you got Barbie." I'm like, "No." But being young, bottom of the totem pole, you don't have any say about your call sign, your nickname. If it's cool, you can't have it. So it was between, you know, Ken like Barbie or Chocolate Ken. It was because I had a Corvette and young lady I was dating at the time. She was blonde, so it just stuck. You know, you're 24, 25. You have no power, no say so. And the older gentlemen, the old heads, as you say, or OGs, what they say go. So I could be as belligerent as I wanted to, but that's how it sucks. So either chocolate Ken or Ken like Barbie. So it was just one thing I've always said. So you know, yep,
Yeah, no, I like it, man. I like it. You know what I mean? And plus, how many years later, man? 30 years later, it sticks. Yeah, well, and for the record, for people that don't know, I mean, majority of people probably do know. In the security industry, people give you your call signs. You don't name your own self a call sign. If you do give yourself your own call sign, you're a tool. By the way, you're one of those dipshits we're gonna talk about later on. Whatever you want to call yourself, Scotty or Captain America or whatever, goof troop name you give.
exactly. It was that cool. Nobody gave that to you. It's typically that no one gave it to you. You gave it to
Is
yourself.
exactly. Um. Well, one thing he already touched in. He's been in law enforcement, PG County. That's it's in Maryland, and 20, 30 years ago, it's not the same Maryland that you guys go to and visit at National Harbor. I guarantee you that. When I moved to DC, it was pretty bad, man. I mean, east of the river was there, and then you had PG County, and they had a name, Pain Guaranteed. When you go there, you act up there, you gonna get some act right real quick. And they didn't discriminate. It didn't really matter, black, white, Asian, whatever it is. If you go to PG County wilding from DC, they're going to tighten you up.
With the
Definitely those
quickness.
days with the quickness, exactly. It's like training day. You know, how do you say? Do you want to go home?
That's right. Yeah, but I mean, let me explain if I may jump on that. Shortest County, which abuts Washington, D.C. Let me give you some landmarks where the Washington Redskins or Commanders play. Hughes Air Force Base, you know, where all the dignitaries fly in and out of. Secret Service training headquarters. Those are the main landmarks in Prince George's County. But what's unique about us, we do what is known as high risk patrol. We have one officer to a vehicle. We don't have partners. So that's why when you had to make sure you're in shape, had command presence, how to carry yourself, present yourself, talking skills, not only physical skills, because you'll be handling 75, 80% of the calls. You're going to handle those by yourself. Your backup is en route. He or she may not be there with you. And we had a good health, dental, and payment plan, retirement plan. So to get on Prince George's County, your stuff had to be tight. I got on 92. Don't forget, that was the end of the marijuana era and beginning of the crack era. So things were on and popping. And the PCP or recycling area as well. So yes.
Yeah, you ever miss being law enforcement? I did a short stint. I tell all my guys, I mean, it wasn't for me. I definitely stayed in the security arena, crisis management, physical security, executive protection, yada yada yada. Law enforcement, I imagine it's super difficult now, than it was back then. You know, it's a hard run. And say you did 20 plus years. I mean, that's something you have to accomplish. That you accomplish. And I always tell people, especially if they did 20 plus years of anything and come into the arena that I'm in, tell folks, man, listen, you already had a career. This is just a job. Do a great job. I'm not expecting you to like this is your career destiny, and you're supposed to you know uh, do all these crazy things. I just expect you to do a really good job because I'm hiring a subject matter expert. That's usually what I tell folks in the transition when they get out of the military or some job they've been doing law enforcement for 20 plus years. That's one of the things. Get yourself out of the career mindset and just do a very good job of what they hire you for. It's all your knowledge and your skill set.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yes, do I miss it? I miss some of my relationships. I miss the free ammo because we could go to the range like every quarter and shoot a couple hundred rounds. And back in the day, we could have cash, secondary employment, or moonlighting. That was easy. And free gas. We had a take home car program. So you could have a nice vehicle sit at home as long as you use the vehicle inside the county. You could use it on duty, off duty. So one thing, a lot of citizens or people say, oh, they could use the vehicle all the time. But the trade-off is because you are doing it for secondary employment, to and from home, or just running errands, that if you have a call for service or you drive past an incident, you've made a commitment that I'm going to be on scene for at least 1 hour until I'm relieved by an on-duty unit, which is it. The on-duty guys and girls, they will always come and relieve you, but sometimes they just couldn't. But also, we had an incident back in the late 90s. It was transition to government administration, and they want to take away the take home car program. We had over 15, 12, 13, 1,400 officers who had take home cars. They did it for a couple of days. They were like, well, where are we going to put the cars? Where are you going to put 1,000 cars? They had no place to store them around the county, number one. And if a vehicle unoccupied, more likely than not, with people ill intentions, they would break into the vehicles, even if there's no law enforcement gear equipment, you vandalize a piece of property, but it also proved that ID units, because when you're in service getting paid, you have a call sign. When you're off, it's like your ID unit or your badge number. It was shown that off-duty units and secondary moonlight employees handle a third of the calls for service. So it's a win for the county and for the officer.
Oh,
It,
so they hit a call, they just pretty much respond to it anyway because they're already in the car, they're already out wherever shopping, and they hear it and they respond to a third? That's a lot.
yes. Because also, say you work in an apartment complex or the plaza or the club or liquor store, and it's not even 100 feet down the street. He's like, you know what? My idea was 18, as 1896. Go ahead. That alarm, I'm out here working moonlight employee at this next door. I'll check and advise. Keep a unit coming. So you check north, south, east, west, or door side 1, 2, 3, 4. Check it. Hey, check with the alarm company. Where's this alarm? Boom, it's secure. No signs of forced entry. Make note to the TA that's trading as the business owner. You make contact with them. Cancel the unit. So that unit that was en route, now he or she can go back to run his full-time call for service, and it's handled like that. We handle a lot of vehicle accidents that way. Say an officer's initiating traffic or handling a call, we'll be off duty. So, I'm gonna make it part-time. I got 30 minutes. Let me back him up. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
we
I got
handle over a third of the calls of service. So it was a win-win for the officers and also for the community. And you had a higher visible In a lot of cities, you don't know if that guy or girl is on or off duty. You just see a marked vehicle going past. I may be running an errand. I may be off. I may be on, but no one knows. All you see is a marked vehicle driving through your community. And the
Yeah, and
citizenry,
yeah, that deters crime off the cuff, actually
yes,
seeing
sir.
a marked car or a police officer. I mean, that's what even is just park bandit cars there in certain places and move them around. You know, um, on the flip side of all this is you got some crazy hobbies. Kind of want to touch into that a little bit. Ken's always he's doing something. You know this is what I do love, dude. You work hard, you play hard. So you definitely take time off. You hit some few spots. I guess hit us up with your last three. The last three things you've done, and you probably can leave who you did it with, but like where
uh,
you been, man. I guess
okay.
chronological. Work your way back. The last
Okay.
place and
Most
the last
recent,
place
just a
before
couple
that.
weeks ago, I was in a little country, Dominica, not Dominica. North of it is Guadalupe. Then you have Dominica, and south of this is Martinique. It's known for scuba diving. It's called the Nature Island. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yeah, even though I got the military and the police thing, I'm still like an undercover nerd. So UNESCO World Heritage is like there's is United Nations Education, Science, and Culture Organization. Basically, it's unique or it's like 14 categories you must have to qualify for them, and they're around the world. It's hard to get qualified to be called a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So let me back up. I mainly travel to scuba dive and for history and culture. So that's my thing. So they got two of the three or three of the three. So I was there. I went scuba diving I was there for 10 days. I went scuba diving. I also did a thing called canyoning. What canyoning is, you put on a helmet, like a whitewater or hiking or mountain bike helmet, a PFD, pressure flotation device, and like some old clothes or like a neoprene, like a scuba diving outfit, and you go through like valleys of canyons, you jump off of them 5 feet, 15, 20 feet, you rappel down some things, you mount up some things, and you do it for like 3 to 4 hours. That's entry level. Then you got some that go like 6 hours, you got some that go to like 12 hours. You're going down waterfalls, you're going through caves, almost like spelunking too. So I did that and I floated down a river there. That is called the Nature Island. So I did that. Then also this year, in 25, I went to Indonesia. I went there for 3 weeks. I went scuba diving there. I hit Jakarta. I hit Bali. I hit Tulam Ben. I hit Sarong City, Sarong, Raja Ampat. I lived on a livable boat for about 9 days scuba diving, saw manta rays. It's amazing. My thing is scuba diving. So I did that. Had a layover in Doha, saw some of the camel races over there. Had some date tea that was really nice. Doha was good. I always try to do a layover. And I went skiing in Aspen this year. So, I'm just a hella curious dude.
Yeah,
So,
Aspen my spot, man. I mean, I was hitting Aspen, man, 25 some plus years ago.
yep,
Snowmass, Aspen
yep,
Mountain.
snowman, yep.
I used to go and where you stay, the Jerome? Aspen Inn Hotel.
Hold up. They have it's an Marriott chain. It's right across from
Oh yeah, I know
something
you talk
in.
about.
If you say it got a root, let me tell you, Aspen was so
Yeah,
dope. I was wondering why everybody in my hotel was walking around in robes. I'm like, everybody walking around in robes like they Hugh Hefner. Concierge, how you doing, Mr. Go? This is day like 3, said, have you enjoyed the pool? I said, I have a pool? Yeah, I walked around and said, no, it's on the roof.
yeah, that roof pool, yeah.
Rooftop pool, 80 some degrees outside, steam coming off you with the mountains in the back. I had no idea. So guess what? Every night, and it's open 24 hours. I was at, they have hot, warm towels for when you get out the pool. You got your robe inside your room. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I
I mean,
didn't know.
I can tell you another spot too. I'm a skier. Used to love skiing. Um, is Sun Valley, man. Sun Valley, Idaho. And
That's on my
check,
list.
yeah, hit that spot. Great mountains. If you take all the Aspen out of things, you go there, Ketchum is a place where you probably want to rent your place. This is right outside the mountain. Yeah, yes. Um, yeah, Sun Valley.
Okay.
That's the spot to go to, man.
Okay.
You like it at that,
Oh,
and it's not even bad. Aspen, you can roll solo. It's not a problem, you know, potential in Aspen.
no lies detected. Absolutely.
Yeah, no mask is one of those things you kinda take and you have your good time. Have you some good company, it's off the beat, and it's fabulous mountain. A lot of tech companies do, their organizations, they have meetings and stuff out there in the wintertime as well as spring. Uh, it's a hot spot, and it's off the beat, and if you like skiing, they got excellent mountain, and, I really think you enjoy it. A lot of people just, just it's not one of those popular places.
Okay. I'll say the customer service in Aspen was amazing. Everybody was on point. It was a
Yeah,
great
of
the
course,
customer
I
service in
mean,
Aspen
all their
was
money is tourism,
right.
so they
Yeah.
better be on point, they'd be
Y
broke.
yeah, it's a lot of Olympians working their off season there. It says cheaper to stay there and train and bank their money, and they'll get their money in the off season, and they'll just stay there. So, I met several like whitewater rafter, mountain bike, cross country. I mean, they was like, I said, "You're really Olympian." They pulled I was like, "Oh, crap, you're a real Olympian." So, yep. Mhm. Yeah, like you said, because of the customer service, they're able to make that money in that 3, 4, 5, 4 month window and be able to sustain themselves for the next year. They would do that for year after year after year. Where
Yeah,
else did I
absolutely.
hit this year? Nicaragua. Nicaragua, hidden secret. Very inexpensive. I'll tell you this. I lived
Just
well
stay a
there for
secret for me, I don't have no desire to roll there.
hey, I'll tell you this. You remember this during the Reagan years, the Sandinistas and all like that. I rode through their community. I was like, why does this look familiar? Then after I went through there for a whole day, it just hit me. I said, oh, these are Sandinistas and whatnot. Because you get back to my room, because, oh, that was it. When I'm in traveling, I put my electronic gear stuff away. That morning, I just run my routes, figure out where I'm going, and do a review in the evening, because I just want to indoctrinate myself into the local customs and culture and cuisine. I don't want to be tied to electronic. I'll take pictures and photos and video, but I'll save those for myself. I rarely post my stuff. Nicaragua was inexpensive, was good. And I did El Salvador. El Salvador, a whole nother place. Every corner you see the police and military is clean. Nobody's acting up. I left my car unlocked by accident. They would give me assistance. They was direction. So those are five. I think that's like 5 countries I hit so far this year. Like I mostly go to scuba dive and try to like hit a UNESCO World Heritage Site to do the history and culture portion of it as well.
Yeah, I keep on tagging something going on here, man. I gotta work on my fidgeting, man. I be fidgeting when I'm on this podcast, I don't know why. So I gotta make a conscious effort, be like, stop moving all around, jerking
We
around.
all have our little ticks, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't know. I swear, man, I get on this thing, this is my second time. I'm like just bouncing and moving. So now I'm trying to stay focused. I'm like, oh, Rich, like hold this glass, sit back and stay focused. But anyway, dude, I'm trying to keep these sessions down pretty small under, 20, 30 minutes. That's about all of our attention span that we have anyway. I think, what I'm doing is I'm keeping raw footage, obviously move out some things that we had a little technical difference. Problem earlier, so definitely scrub that out. But other than that, I want to keep it as raw, audio, visual as well. And then I think I said before, you can see a progression. Like okay, hey, it's my first couple episodes. Maybe next time, man, have better lighting, some a little script in the beginning, some other stuff, man. I want to kind of just see kind of where it mutates
Just like
from where I'm at.
preseason. It's
Yeah, exactly.
preseason.
It's
Yeah,
preseason game, man.
spring ball, preseason.
Exactly.
Boy,
So
you like baseball. What are you doing? What is it before baseball? Spring ball? Yeah,
yeah,
preseason, spring ball. We'll get it right. Yeah.
yeah, so that's what it is, man. So, you my, second guest, and then, you end up being my 4th guest or, 5th guest or something like that, and
Anything I
then
can do
next
to
one
assist you. You know
yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, also, man, you swing through here, um, I got to set up my studio, man. Well, this is my second mic, and there's a chair over here. Um, obviously, the folks that I, wanna get on the cast, we know we gotta do it virtual. So, yeah, when, you pop in here, it's much easier, we have our dialogue, we have us a couple drinks, whatever it is, and, we'll chalk it up that way. But hey, dude, I appreciate your time. Um, once again, man, this is unscripted, zero agenda zone. We just throwing some shit out there. I don't know, whatever stick to. And I always say, man, it's entertainment purposes only. And, if you don't like or don't like the vibe, don't like what's going on, you know, shit, move on.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Yeah, no, man. I already had a few people, man. It's funny, man. I just kicked this off, and I just blasted out to everybody. Hey, subscribe. I'm starting a YouTube channel. Excuse me, starting a podcast, a YouTube thing, blah blah blah. And it's really, I'm just gonna say it's really funny because people that mess with you, and people that don't, they don't, right? And people are all good, but they got the jokes and everything, blah blah. But then they don't subscribe. They don't subscribe to the thing, you know. And if they viewed it, they didn't like it, which only kicked us off for a few days, But I don't know. I heard something one time, Rick Ross or something like that, and he was saying something in nature. I don't know exactly mean. He's like, I don't even listen to Homeboy or Shorty or whatever, but if I get down with him, I'm liking his stuff, and whatever it is, I'm hitting a like, I'm subscribing or whatever it is because I'm putting them on the game. I got a million some followers. I don't even listen to it. If I'm down with Tony, bam, I'm hitting subscribe, I'm hitting like or whatever. That's it because he's Rick Ross and this guy he's putting on the game if you deal with him. And it's funny, dude, because I blasted out probably about I don't know 20 folks or whatever, 20. And out of those, say 20 people, just randomly, about 7, 8 of them, 10 of them, something, had something slick to say, or joking in jest. But hey, if you're making a joke in jest, then
There's some
hey,
reality behind that, though.
exactly. Hey, shithead, subscribe. That's
Hey,
all I'm saying. And listen, I'm good. I'm good either way. It's not
you
like I'm
ain't
trying to
asking
make
for a
money off.
monetary donation.
I don't need shit, man. I'm just this.
You
This
ain't
is something you
asking
and
to
I.
hook them up with your sister. I mean, their
No,
sister. You just say,
I
man,
probably don't want it.
just
I probably
boom.
don't want it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all I'm saying is this, man. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is something that you and I can sit there and look back on, and we could just laugh about it. Trip. This is it, man. This is another TP project, man. It's like my vehicles, dude. It's just something that hey, I might keep it going. I might put it down. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Anyway, man. It's good. Stay on the line, man. I think I learned yesterday that you have to finish download. I'm gonna start the recording. Hey guys, if you are tuning in, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Thumbs up ideal. But if you don't like the shit that's going down, thumbs down is good too, man. Any feedback is good feedback. Until next time, I'm gonna drop this on Thursday, and every Thursday I'm gonna try to drop something new for you guys. And then we go from there. And just hang on the line there, Ken. I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
just stop the video.